Good day, everyone. My name is Janela Zambrano from Mapua University, Manila, Philippines, and I'm going to present to you our paper, Implementation of an Improved Enrollment System of University-X in the Philippines, a Systematic Online Enrollment. Online learning is becoming more popular at post-secondary institutions across the country, but many people are skeptical of its effectiveness, particularly for students who are having difficulties due to various external conditions that affect their learning, such as unstable internet connections, outdated devices, learning environment, and financial limitations. So to give you a background of the study, here's the current enrollment system of University-X. It necessitates the student's settlement of past due accounts. Students can view the courses after resolving their back accounts. The learner can then reselect the desired courses area after seeing the courses. If complications arise, the students may approach the student advising chief for assisting in resolving the student's enrollment issues. The student may complete the load and pay the matriculation fee if there is no problem or if the problem has been resolved. The learner is then officially enrolled. One of the concerns addressed in constructing the suggested method, according to the articles we've gathered, is the lack of manpower to handle all participants and the inaccuracies of the information provided by the students. These reasons generate enrollment delays which are inconvenient for both enrollment staff and enrollees. So now let's go over to the methods that we used. To collect data from the respondents, we employed both multiple choice and multi-item scales of survey questions. The respondents were given two surveys. The first survey was conducted in order for us to assess the current enrolled students' reliability based on the responses. There are six sets of multi-item scale questions in the poll. The participants were asked a series of questions on their experiences with the present enrollment mechanism. Those questions were aimed at finding the most common issue in the present registration system's workflow. The student status, staff availability, and department or school guidelines should all be taken into account while creating a design. First and foremost, we should be aware of or take into account the position of students. All unpaid charges from the previous term must be paid in full by the students. And then we take into the quantity of staff or professors at the institution so that students are aware of the number of sections that will be presented. Third, we made the system as user-friendly as feasible so that students can spend a little time as possible throughout the enrolling process. Next is the introductory video that we made. Students can also understand the proposed system not only by watching the video but also by hearing the audio because we put a voice over for the students to better understand it. To show you the results and analysis, here is the proposed enrollment system. It necessitates the student's settlement of past due accounts. After that, the student can look at the courses that are currently in process as well as the potential courses for the following term. This gives the student an advantage in finishing their current studies or subjects and moving on to the next subject. The student will subsequently be required to complete a course survey. The required course request survey lists the subjects in which the student wishes to enroll for the following semester. Following the survey, the student will be permitted to begin the university's formal enrolling process on the university's designated date. The student will select the courses and sections accessible throughout the enrollment process. If a dispute or issue arises, the student will be forwarded to a queuing link. To obtain a queuing number, the student's data and concerns must be filled out. When a student is approved to the student advising program, which is run by professors, issues such as conflicting schedules and waiving of courses will be resolved. If no issues arise, the student can review the workload and finalize the schedule. If the student wishes to adjust his or her schedule, he or she must return to the student advising. If not, the student may pay the matriculation fee and be considered enrolled. The proposed enrolling system adds a new function to the enrollment system at University-X. Students may now see what courses they might be able to take for the upcoming semester. This allows students to view their potential courses and timetable for the following semester. This feature is not available in the current enrolling system. As a result, students are manually listing the courses that they are currently able to enroll in. This tool also aids the new feature we've created, a course request form that students are required to complete. Students can now view their in-progress courses. This feature is not available in the current enrolling system. Students will have to verify their marks to see if they still have a course that is in progress. This saves time for the students because it is more accessible as they do not have to go back to the grades tab to see what classes they are currently enrolled in. Before enrolling, students must complete an obligatory survey. The queuing number's goal is to organize the queuing system. The current queuing system lacks a queuing number and students are unable to view the queuing list or the queuing list of other advisors. By assigning the student to an advisor based on the current queuing status of all advisors, this feature lays the path for more efficient queuing system. Additionally, advisors will save time because students will not be required to dictate their student numbers inside the Zoom conference. The application's automation will take care of everything by automatically entering the registered student number into the advisor's load editor. This is the wireframe of the proposed enrollment system of University X. It shows the step-by-step process of the enrollment. The proposed enrollment system has two sections. This is for the non-conflicting schedule section and shows the different functions of each set of wireframes. This second one shows the student advising section and also shows the different functions of each set of wireframe. This is the queuing for unfinalized load and student advising. The results show us that we have yielded 4 significant questions out of the 4 given questions to the respondents. This means that the proposed enrollment system was accepted by the students and is expected to be able to provide a faster and reliable enrollment system in comparison to the current enrollment system. Perceived ease of use presented data that concludes that 4 out of 4 questions that were given to the respondents were significant and helps us determine whether the students can easily understand the post system, and results says that they can. Moreover, attitude towards using also garnered 4 significant questions out of the 4 questions that were asked in the survey, stating that the students have responded positively towards using the enrollment system in the future. And lastly, intention to use shows that the students see the improvement in the proposed enrollment system and accepts it. To see more of the results, here's our initial SEM model and the final SEM model. To add more of the results, this shows the index fitness which are obtained from the initial SEM model and the final SEM model. Data from the initial SEM model shows values fit from the suggested cutoff, but data from the final SEM model were able to obtain higher values due to the removal of insignificant factors from the model. This shows the direct, indirect, and total effects on the final SEM model. The results show that students perceive the proposed enrollment system helps manage the schedule effectively and are willing to use the proposed system, realizing that the students are able to understand how the system works. Based on the data that were gathered, it shows that the proposed University X enrollment system gives a better flow compared to the current enrollment system. The survey yields a positive feedback from the respondents. A queuing system that was proposed in this research is expected to enhance the current enrollment flow as the team has made vast changes in the queuing process. So I think that concludes my presentation. Again, in behalf of my team, thank you very much.